There's some moments where it really, I remember an image, we were in Romania, communist country. As Westerners, we were confined to compounds. And so we're in this country club for only Westerners. And I remember my dad playing golf with others, and I was in the cart sipping some Coke. And I see this Romanian kid at the fence looking at me, badly clothed, dirty, hungry, looking at us. And he was like, this is not right. I was probably 10 years old or something. And it's like, that image stayed for me forever. It's like, what is this? We're in a world where me and him, we should be playing together, sharing one another. We're not allowed to mingle. And we have here humanly made notions, politicians telling we're enemies and we shouldn't connect with one another. And instead of living our brothers and sisters being enemies, and you got other countries, that same notion always like something always was telling you were different. And so for me, the encounter with a community like the Focolare, we're saying we're all brothers and sisters. Basically it's a Christian ideal. It's not nothing original, but they were actually taking it very serious and living it, And I found myself that you had value by yourself, and then the experiences of the other can be an enrichment. And we can share our culture, our experience, and our traditions with one another as a positive thing, as an enrichment to one another. For me, it was like, oh my God, I've been looking for this all my life. And so when I met me and Focolare, I was like, this is my home. And the Focolare is also very open in dialogue with people with no faith, the different religions, and from different countries, and we were equals. To the point where even for me, the notion of nationality is very relative because we're one humanity. For me, that's more important. Yes, I love my original country, which was Italy, but I'm an American now. I love American too. And so when we speak ill one another, it doesn't make any sense. We have so much we can appreciate from one another and love one another and live like brother and sister. Love your country doesn't mean hating another country. And so as a kid, I witnessed a lot of separations that were political and religious, cultural, and didn't make any sense. And so for me, this experience, this encounter with this girl that was part of the Focolare, and then her friends in the community, and seeing how they were treating one another, and for me was like really life-changing, and this is my home and my community. And I remember when my parents disinherited me and looked for, how can I say, the only person they trusted in their church, which was this religious father that baptized me in Vienna, Austria. And there's a moment where apparently when I was a kid, there was a lively community in Vienna around this church where my parents were a part of. And this is the only religious or person that ever trusted in their lives almost, it's like, and they never had such an experience because they're very open, put people together, etc. And so when they felt I had this mystical crisis and I was giving things away and sharing with others, they thought that he would probably talk me out of it and reason with me. And so I remember once my parents came to Rome from abroad, and we had this trip to the Vatican where this guy was stationed. And I felt like I was going to the Inquisition here. It's going to be the end of it. And I remember we met this friar, and his name is Father Giuliani, that I didn't remember. He baptized when I was a kid. And my mom, just after greeting him, and they hadn't seen him in like more than 10 years, just told me, we have a big problem. And we were told, really, what is it? What's going on? It's like Nick is hanging out with this group of people from the Focolare, and he's helping so many people, giving things away, and we're very concerned he's going to get lost. And it's like, really? And we're like, that's going to be the end of it. And then he comes to me, opens his arms, he hugs me, and says, do you know, I met Chiara. She was a student in my school, and she became a teacher in the school where I taught in Trent in the 30s and 40s. I mean, like, what's going on here? I think my mom was about to, faint, and it was, and he was recounting how he helped the Focolare community develop in Austria, help people smuggle people to spread that ideal in the Eastern European countries during communism, and how we tried to create a community, build a community in Vienna, loving and living community, gonna say in the church where he was stationed. And so the sentiment coming back from the meme was very opposite. I think that I was like, yes, thank you, God. And I mean, my parents were very silent for different reasons, and only years later they realized that what I was experiencing was actually a good thing. And now the sympathizers, and they feel like when they see also how we grew our family and how the upbringing of our kids, they felt it was a positive experience in the end.